Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Shuffle. This is episode 34. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ben.
My name is Nick.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Dave.
And once again, we have a very special guest with us today. The lovely Sydney is here. Thank you so much for joining us.
I am so excited! Yay!
All right.
This is a podcast.
It's a lot of fun. It's
weird
sort of fun
conversations
sometimes,
Yeah.
maybe.
Perfect. Can't
Okay.
wait.
Okay, so as we always start with our weird weekly story, I have one this week. It's not that weird. It's more of like a two-part tale of like failure and redemption.
Okay. We have like
So
Good. Redemption is good.
yeah, so it actually dates all the way back to the 4th of July last year.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, 4th of July last year, I was at Kate's aunt's house. Her aunt had this big family gathering and everything. And there was probably like 20 plus people there. Kate's family's pretty big on her mom's side. So, it was like everybody was there. And we did a water balloon toss.
Fun.
You know how you do. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we had the way like the group worked out. It was like they decided to do it with like each pair was an adult and a kid. So I was in the kid category still because that's how it goes. But so immediately as soon as we decided that we were doing adult and kid, Kate's one aunt was like, "I want Ben."
Oh, I think I remember you telling me this.
Immediately.
yeah.
Yeah, well maybe I did. So
No, like, yeah, go ahead.
okay. So she's super competitive, her one aunt is. So, and like I can be very competitive also. So I was like, all right, this is gonna be great. And she like knew that I play baseball and everything, so she was like, we're golden. We're winning this for sure. We start the water balloon toss, going well, I was in the line that was moving back each time. So, but like the third time I moved back, I dropped it.
Oh,
And
no.
It was like we were literally like 3 feet apart, maybe, and I dropped it, and like it was one of the most disappointing moments of my life for sure.
Yeah.
I was legitimately upset. Like, I as soon as it happened, I like screamed, and like I'm generally pretty quiet around her family, so that was interesting. And then like I immediately just like took a walk around the block, like I told the Sharky when he
I just
got
gotta
mad
walk
at
it
him.
off.
Just gotta walk it off. So I went for a walk down the street and then came back, and like every time the whole family is together, like somebody brings it up, and it's
awful.
hilarious. Honestly, it is. So, and then like for Christmas, her aunt got me a bag of 100 water balloons, like so I could practice, was what she said. But so basically, I have a history of failure in like backyard games, and it's kind of disappointing because that's something that I feel like I should do well in. So this past weekend, Kate's neighborhood organized a cornhole tournament, and I was
Love
like,
it.
I am all over that. So, but at the same time in my head, I'm like, this is not going to go well for me. I know it's not, based on my past experience with this group of people in yard games. So I was very nervous for some reason, but so they did like random partners, and I got partnered with one of the dads of like the dad of the family that lives next door to Kate. And I was like, all right, well, dads are great at backyard games. So
Yeah,
like
comes with being
this
a dad.
has promise. Yeah.
be.
And I'm like, I kind of have dad energy sometimes. So I was like, we might be okay here. I ended up winning the whole thing.
Oh,
Got
nice.
myself a championship belt, like WWE
Really?
style. It was- yeah, dude. It's legit.
Ben's walking around the neighborhood just.
Yeah. So it's like hanging up in my room because I've never been so proud of anything in my life, and it's such a good time, man. So it was
Congratulations.
really, and like in not the final round, but the one before that, I was just playing it against Kate's dad,
Mhm.
and so we were on the same end. And I said to him, I was like, I've just been thinking about that water balloon toss this whole time and how I have to redeem myself from a year later. And he's like, I feel you, man, but I'm going to beat you. He didn't. So that was my story.
Job well
And
done.
I'm still proud of it.
Right there.
I've been riding that high for the past like 5 days, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to go away, frankly. So
Yeah, you have to bring that belt everywhere with you now.
Yeah, you have
Oh,
to
for
like
sure.
wear that.
oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Actually, the
Got the
belt,
crow.
unfortunately, it's like a children's belt, so
What
it
is
doesn't
necklace?
fit me. I could probably
Doesn't
put it on
matter.
my neck.
Doesn't
Wear
matter.
it
Lose some weight.
Lose some weight.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All right. yeah.
Be
If that's
proud.
not motivation, I don't know what
That's
is.
fair.
Oh my
Yeah, you're like in the gym. People are like coming up. Hey, dude, like, do you have like a reason to be here? Yeah, I need to fit this kid.
You just got that belt in front of you the whole time, like as you're working out.
Yeah. Just carry it with me the whole time. Just stare at it while I'm like lifting or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
That's beautiful.
I'll get you a
Yeah.
milkshake
So-
for your celebration, but then you can work out after that. After your
Okay.
milkshake.
I appreciate that. One other thing happened to me this week that I wanted to tell you guys about. Remember a couple weeks ago when I was saying that there were like no bikes left in Western New York when I was trying to buy a bike?
Yeah.
I got a bike.
Hey,
Nice.
what kind of bike?
And
One
dude,
with two
it's
wheels,
some-
hopefully.
yeah, it's got 2 wheels.
That's good.
It's a brand that I'd never heard of before, which makes me nervous. It's like Nishiki or something like that.
Oh.
But it's a bike.
Yeah, a bike's a bike, really. Like,
Yeah, right. It had legitimately been probably 8 years since I have ridden a bike.
I was just about to
I
ask.
8 to 10 years, I would say, because like I know the entire time that I've lived at the house that I live in right now, which has been since 2009, I have never owned a bike. So,
wow.
You know what
I
they
was
say about
nervous.
riding a bike. It's all good. You can do it. Just
Yeah,
ride the bike.
I got on it and I was like,
just ride the bike.
it's like riding a bike, man. It's crazy. But then I was telling Dave this the other day. I went on a bike ride. I did like the first day I got it, I rode for like 8 miles, which was like too much.
Yeah, oh, that's
And-
insane. Yeah.
Like my legs still hurt, and it was 2 days ago. But I went through the apartment complex that's like behind my house, the Parkland Village, and there's that stretch where like there's like a sidewalk that poops out onto Union Road, and then it goes right onto the bridge over the creek
Yeah.
to Southgate. And so like I was going to go through the Southgate and go through that neighborhood back there, and I got off my bike and walked it on the bridge because I was terrified of the traffic on one side and the creek on the other.
Yeah. You're like, I'm going over. This is what's gonna
I
happen.
was like, this is not a first time in 10 years like, thing that needs to happen right now. So I felt like such a weenie though. And
I don't know. I see people like walking their bikes
In
very
certain-
often. Like it's just a common. Like if you're crossing like a street, like you're going over a crosswalk, people
Oh,
just
yeah.
walk their bikes, which I guess makes sense. But it's not an uncommon thing.
Yeah, I just felt like such a weenie, and I was just praying that like Kate wasn't gonna drive by at
As you're walking your bike, just
as I'm walking my bike, because I knew for a fact she would have made fun of me so hard. But you know,
just like, hey Ben, you know that's not how a bike works, right?
yeah,
The whole time you couldn't ride your bike and you had to take it for an 8-mile walk.
yep. I walked 8 miles with my bike.
You're like convincing yourself the whole time, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I'll get there one day. I know it.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, really.
I do have a-
really pleased with how
Like,
that
I
went.
do have a quick question about that. How
Okay.
long, or do you see yourself continuing to ride this bike once everything is like, you know, the world's not in utter chaos anymore? I'm like, you have a job again. Once you have a job again, do you see yourself riding a
Ooh.
bike?
A job. That would have to I don't see why not. As long as the weather's good, I feel like on like a Tuesday evening, why not just go for a little bike ride? Even if it's like 10, 15 minutes, just like
It's a good exercise.
down my street or whatever.
It is a good exercise. It's just good to get out of the house,
And bro, like, there's only so many bikes in Western New York right now that like the cheapest one that you can get is like $300. So this bike was $300, and I'm gonna use a bike.
You better use the bike. Yeah, $300. My God.
So, yeah. So, like, I got it at Dick's, which is like you can go in Dick's now, which I didn't realize until I went into Dick's.
Well, they're gonna froth this then, just so you guys know, in case you wanted to.
Thanks, Dick.
Yeah.
And it was legitimately like the only one out on the floor that they had.
You're just like,
All the other ones had to be like custom made. Like you could order them and they would make them for you, and then you could come back and pick them up. But
what color is the bike?
Snagged one. It's like a black and gray, like almost like an ombre sort of deal. Like it's black and fades into gray.
Like that.
And the writing on it is like highlighter yellow, which I'm not thrilled about. But
yeah, well, I mean, it's easier to be seen by cars then. If you ride at night, which you probably don't.
No, I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
add that to the list of things that I'm scared of.
Yep.
Riding bikes at night. Actually, that's a good segue into the questions portion of this podcast today, because Sydney, I have a question for you. What is one of your like most random irrational fears?
Oh God. Okay. I'm proud to say that after many years of dealing with irrational fears, I think I've finally kind of balanced it out with like normal fears, which is great news for me. I don't know. That's a toughie. Probably this isn't really irrational though. Oh, it's so lame. Mosquitoes freak me out. But I feel like a lot of people are freaked out by mosquitoes. But if it's dark outside and I'm out there, they're freaky. And then they are. Kidding me? So I'm thinking probably that's not juicy enough though. Let me think. There's gotta be something better.
It's kind of similar to mosquitoes. Is similar to mine because mine's like butterflies / moths. So.
Or flying objects.
Yeah, everything.
Anything that can fly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You know what? No, that's actually it. I, for the longest time, was afraid of aliens, and to this day, not so keen about them still. So.
Especially now with
always can't blame you.
It's pretty terrifying.
It's fine. I don't want to talk about it.
So, do you, in your mind, with this fear that you have of aliens, do you picture them as green men coming down and probing us, or do you picture them as something?
Good question. I think there was this one movie when I was younger. I don't remember what it was. And it was definitely, I was probably too young to be watching it, but it was on while I was in the room. And they weren't like funny looking green men, they were like gray, spooky looking. I also listened to a podcast where it's like half a murder podcast, half like a what is it? Half murder, half like spooky ghosts, alien thing. And so they've like gone over a lot of stories on that podcast about aliens, and it just like freaks me out. I don't know. Please don't take me. I don't want to be taken.
I think we've actually brought up the question pretty recently of whether what we would do if aliens came down, and I think if I remember correctly, all four of us were for going on the alien spaceship.
Okay, so
I think
the question, to be more specific, was like if you knew that the world was ending, like it was common knowledge that the world was ending, and then aliens came down and were like, "Hey, you can come with us, and we can take you to our planet, world, whatever that's not ending, or you can stay here and die."
Would you go?
And they could be lying, frankly.
Yeah, you have no idea.
You don't know their intentions.
Yeah.
They could be lying. I would probably go with them.
Okay.
Because what's the alternative? Like dying? So
Yeah.
whatever.
Right,
I'm probably
yeah.
gonna die.
It's like-
so-
Yeah.
It's like dying for sure right now, or
Yeah,
maybe
100%
not
chance of dying,
until
or
later.
like 50% chance.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I would probably go. Why not? You know, at that point, what do I have to lose? Like, all my plans have been canceled by then. The world's ending.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'll head out.
Right.
Yeah.
I was
It is
watching
weird to think about though.
or not watching. I was listening to like something about conspiracy theories, and someone brought up that Neil Armstrong, Neil A, is alien backwards, and
Oh.
I was like, what?
Shut up.
What?
Nope.
So
That's
you're
okay.
telling me
No.
Neil Armstrong is an alien.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I didn't
Oh,
look
that's
into it.
awesome. I'm sorry.
I'm
but
kind of
that's
surprised.
amazing.
Like I never heard that before.
Yeah, I've
I
never
don't
heard
know.
that one before.
Someone would say
And you know what? I could have gone my whole life without knowing that.
Honestly,
Now I won't
And
sleep.
now you're gonna have nightmares about Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, it's fine. Why not?
Wow.
To put astronauts in like a slightly better light, do you guys remember when Buzz Aldrin was on Dancing with the Stars?
yes, dude.
What?
I do not remember this. No.
Okay, so I'll admit I watched like there's probably like 20 something seasons of that show.
Oh yeah, at least.
Watched like the first 13 with my mom. No lie.
Damn, dude.
Remember
Yeah,
Apollo Anton Ono, the dude from the
man.
Olympics?
Dude was
Oh
sick.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I do. I remember Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin was the worst, but everybody loved him because he was like this adorable old man. Like it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was just wholesome content that like we need that now. We need reruns of Buzz Aldrin on Dancing with the Stars.
Yo, but Buzz
Today.
Aldrin is like low key psychotic.
Is
He
he?
like
I
if
don't
you
doubt it.
if you talk to him, yeah, if you talk to him about the moon landing being faked, he will almost guaranteed rip your head off. Like he is so like he gets so bent out of shape about people thinking that the moon landing was faked because obviously he was there.
I mean, I
that
get
he just
that.
like loses his mind. Oh yeah, I mean I would lose my mind too if I was there and people thought I wasn't. But like he's like crazy about it.
If somebody came up to you and was like, "Hey, your entire life's work is fake," like
Yeah.
I can't
I wouldn't be
imagine
happy.
it would go over well. You know.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. Anybody
I
have
have
another question?
Yeah, I've got a question for you. All right, it's a scenario. So
Oh boy.
you're going to a dollar store. You've got $3. What 3 things are you buying from said dollar store?
Okay.
Mm.
So this happens to me a lot more often than you'd think. So what I would do is it depends on the season. So if it's summer, I'm definitely getting like fun like pool stuff. I nanny during the day, so all about like the toys and the water stuff and the pool stuff. So I would be heading over there. Probably some fun like what are they called? Like a tiki party, like all those decorations. I'd probably grab
yeah.
something from there. I'd probably
Okay.
snag that. I would probably check out 100% have bought some dollar store socks before, like cool funky ones.
Okay.
So I would check that
I
out.
didn't even know they had socks.
Yeah, they've got
Can't say I'm
everything at the dollar
surprised.
store. They got it all. I would be heading right for that sock section, and then probably like a Diet Pepsi. Like, why
Okay.
not?
Mhm.
You know? Yeah,
Yeah,
assuming it's summer. That's my
Yeah,
right.
summer dollar store, plan.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Joe, where'd you get
I
this
always like
question
that
from?
Where did I get that question from? The internet.
Thank you.
Yes, I googled funny questions to ask, and it came up. That was like the first one that popped up.
Funny questions to ask people I have not seen in person. What would you get a
Yeah, well.
That's funny.
Good.
Back in the day when I was like probably like 8, I had like a virus thingy that I had to get blood work done every week for like 6 months
Mm.
at the place in Southgate. So afterwards, my dad would take me to the dollar store, and I got a dollar store toy
Dollar Story
every
toy.
week for like yeah. But I got a toy from there for like 6 months every week, and it was like the best. The
That's
best.
like a lot of weeks.
That's like $26, man.
Yeah. I couldn't figure out what half of 52 was. And for the life of me, I was like, what is half of 52?
You could have gotten a lot of socks.
A lot of socks. That's
a
like
lot of socks.
that's like 52 socks.
Yeah.
I mean,
See how I doubled 26 there?
Very smart, Joe.
Yeah. Wow.
I just always wanted silly string when I walked in there.
Yes.
Wow, silly string was
I
always
would look at
a
like
joke, too,
silly
from the
string,
dollar
whoopee
store.
cushions.
They used to sell like fake Power
Dumb crap.
Rangers.
Fake
Yeah,
Power
they
Rangers?
had like knockoff everything. Like I would get like the Dollar Tree brand Bionicles.
Yeah,
that were,
yeah.
Yeah, that was garbage and broke by the next week that I got a toy, so I could get the same one again if I really wanted to. Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
I'd always look for the air horns too, if they
And
had the small ones.
Air horns. What? Oh, air horns. Yeah, those are fun. Dollar Tree, everything's a dollar there, correct? Which one is the one that's not everything is a dollar?
Dollar
Dollar
General.
General.
Okay, fuck that store. Putting it out there now.
For sure, dude.
Through Dollar General, like that's just a ripoff. Don't put dollar in front of
Well,
the
it's
name.
saying generally a dollar.
Yes, yeah.
Generally a dollar.
It's
Yeah.
not though. Like you walk in there, most things are
No,
like $5. It's not. I swear.
Okay,
I've been in
well,
Dollar
what
General.
Things are
Fine.
$1 or less.
5 and below.
That's a good
That
start.
below is fantastic because
Pretty
that's a
cool
store that
stuff.
tells you the truth. Everything is 5 and below. They're
If
telling
we
you the
love
truth.
anything, it's a store that tells the truth.
Right.
Applebee's,
Exactly.
Right.
garbage. There aren't any
Yeah.
apples whatsoever.
There's no apple, nor are there bees.
And you know what? Frankly, I think it's better off not having apples or bees.
Yeah.
To be honest
Then
with you,
change
but
it. Change it
Actually,
to like
there are apples.
That's a good
microwave
point.
food because it's microwave food.
There you go.
That's very true. Yeah.
Incorporated.
microwave food incorporated. That's slightly less appealing than Applebee's, must say. But
It kind of
Yeah.
is, but it's truthful.
Have you guys ever?
No.
Have any of you? I sat in Applebee's bar once, and it was the most like
Was it
the
depressing?
most embarrassing moment of my entire life. It was,
nice,
it
man.
was
Yeah. No. Whenever I go to Applebee's, I go to a table. I've never sat at the bar.
Do you remember that time you broke a lamp at Applebee's?
I do remember that time. Yeah. With my head.
really.
Yeah, so I'll tell the story because
Yeah.
nobody on this podcast has ever heard of it. Well, I mean, Ben, you were there.
I was there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, right, Dave, you were there. Right, so we were all at, a bunch of us were at Applebee's. I don't even remember what it was for.
I don't know.
Some sort of event where, like, you know,
Yeah,
a bunch
big
of
group of people.
high school kids go to Applebee's after said event. Probably a concert.
Yeah, probably
And-
after you graduated.
No, probably like my senior year.
I think.
Actually, no, it probably would have been my freshman year of college because I
think
was
you were-
dating Katie at the time.
Yeah, I think you were gone.
So I was right.
Yeah, you were right. So we went to Applebee's, and it was like right at the end of the meal. We were all getting ready to leave, and I don't even remember what happened, but all I remember was I stood up and I smacked my head on those dangling lights that they've got that just kind of swing there and are
Yeah.
a total safety hazard. And my head was hard enough to smack the glass clean off of the bulb for the lamp itself and just shatter on the floor. And I was just
Yeah.
like, one, it hurt. Two, I was just like completely dumbfounded the fact that I had just shattered an Applebee's lamp.
With your head.
Funny.
With my head, yeah. And then I just walked out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the story.
That is the best part, yeah. The reason I walked out instead of taking care of said mess was two reasons. One, somebody was coming over to take care of it because they, by this point, had heard the commotion and saw what happened. Two, everybody in the immediate area, as in all of my friends and my brother, were yelling at me because this just happened. So I was under a lot of stress, and before I screamed at them in Applebee's, I just walked out of the store to avoid any more frustration. And that was a
I
story
will
of
say
the
now, like,
a light.
it totally wasn't your fault.
No, it wasn't my fault.
Well,
Like-
no, I knew it wasn't your fault, but you should have just sued
And I
them,
was
honestly.
going to clean it up, and then I saw the person coming over, and they said, "Don't worry about it, we got it." Because it's broken glass. I'm not properly prepared to clean that up.
Properly.
I'm not trained to do this.
I'm not sure. I don't work at Applebee's. As far as I'm concerned, their lights hang too low.
Well,
Yeah, they
I think
deserved
that-
it.
Right, yeah. That's what they get for lying to us about not having apples or bees.
Exactly. Yeah.
Garbage.
I think the issue was that like the way that the tables are normally set up, that never would have happened. But
No,
like, they
but
rearranged
because
all
we
the
had
tables
rearranged, yeah.
because we had like 45 people, which
Yeah.
is just a
Oh
problem.
yeah, that's a lot.
Which is
you know?
very annoying. I didn't hate it,
Yeah.
but it was
It was
just a
always
lot of
fun, but
commotion.
it's always like the worst thing in the world simultaneously.
Especially you had some
Yeah.
annoying people who just never shut up and could sit like properly.
Ugh.
But I think what happened was, Joe, obviously you saw the guy said, "Hey, I got this," but
Yeah.
none of us saw it. So
Oh yeah, no, you were too busy ripping me a new one.
So
for
we're
breaking
like-
a white Applebee's.
hey, I didn't say that much. All right, I just kind of stood there. I think.
No, you didn't. You probably didn't say anything.
I for sure did. I know I did for sure.
Joe's frozen on the screen.
Joe's-
Anyone else?
Okay, cool.
I'm
Yep.
sorry. Yeah, my Wi-Fi's
We
probably
back.
freaking out.
We back.
Am I good?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yep. We're good.
Bring.
Nice.
Let me try. Start that over.
Joe just died.
None of that brings me to this next question that I'm going to ask, but I do have another question. This one pertains specifically to you, Sydney.
Okay.
What are 3 things that you, if you were to meet somebody for the first time, what are 3 things you immediately want them to know about you, besides your name?
It's a
What
good
are
one.
3 things someone I've never met before? 3 things I'd want them to know about me?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm there. So, well, this person, are we like friendly? Like they've never met me ever? Am I gonna be friends with them? Is this like an adult person? Is this a child? Like who am I speaking to?
Somebody.
These are good
let's-
questions. These are good questions.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know there were going to be questions to my question.
Well, we think critically. of
It's
it,
all right.
so-
It's not a child, that's for sure. It's either somebody
Okay.
your age or somebody that's, I don't want to say an adult because you're an adult, but like, somebody older than you.
Yes. Okay. Well, if I was meeting someone for the first time, I would probably I feel like this is also a very lame answer, but I would probably tell them where I went to school and what I like my career, like kind of what I do. I guess that's like something that defines a person. Like once you kind of have that thing that you're doing, so I would probably let them know that I do that. Maybe like where I'm from. Maybe that like I don't know. I enjoy a nice Moscato. Like those 3 things are
Good to know.
pretty.
Yeah.
Your
pretty important
career.
credentials.
Your career, where you're from, and what kind of alcohol do you like?
I
What
love
more do you
those-
need
those
to
are-
know about
those
it
are
first?
the-
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not changing
Yeah.
it. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like based off those 3 things, you can determine whether or not you're going to be friends with that person. Like.
Oh, definitely, right. Like if you get a weird
more or
look, like Moscato, then it's like, oh, or La Seneca. I'm like, okay, well, that's enough.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off like every interaction I have
Yeah, right?
from now on with like that.
With those 3 things, yeah.
Yeah.
Just be like, hi, I'm Joe. I'm from West Seneca. I fucking don't know what I want to do with the rest of my life, and I like a lot of alcohol.
See, there you go. Honestly, I know everything I need to know about you.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it.
But
for
see, this
sure.
is why I asked. I would never tell a child that. If it was a child, I would say
Yeah.
probably where I'm from. I'd probably let them know what my favorite TV show is, and I'd probably let them know what my favorite snack is. Very different answers. Snack is
Yeah,
also
for
Moscato,
sure.
though, so that would be awkward.
Snack is also Moscato. Oh man.
I'm sure you could come up with one while you're talking
Yeah.
about the other ones to make it more
Yeah.
appropriate.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know. I'll
Maybe.
What do you like to eat with your Moscato, or do you just drink Moscato?
Just toss
This
it
is
back.
a good question. If I'm drinking Moscato, I do enjoy a good snack. That would typically be like some hummus,
Okay.
that kind of situation. Get me some pita chips up in there. Also like some pizza or something. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's a
so
good
you could say
Moscato.
pizza to a kid. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
pizzas are
Yeah,
good.
pizza's good. Pizza is relatable. So
Yeah.
I'd say pizza. of
I
course.
personally wouldn't qualify pizza as a snack, but you do you. Like,
If you cut it up small enough, Get the snack.
There you go.
Yeah.
One slice is a
Bagel,
snack for
bagel
me.
bites or like pizza bagels, I guess, are a snack in my mind.
Yeah, like appetizer-y. That would
Yeah.
count, I think.
And
See,
like pizza
I
is a
feel
snack after midnight to me.
That's what I
mean,
was gonna
yes.
say. It
anything
totally
is a snack
depends
after
on
midnight.
what time.
Or
you're
if it's cold. If it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Snack.
true. It's a good
Snack
point.
for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. For
Mhm.
sure. Okay, I know this is like typical online conversation, but I just experienced it for the first time. But like, how do you feel about pineapple on pizza as a group? Like, what are we thinking here?
Oh.
So
Never had
I
it.
don't want to crush anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or anything. But I think the fact that people think it's such a big deal is stupid. And pineapple on pizza is delicious. And if you don't like it,
Yes,
put
it
something
is.
else on it. Who cares?
Wow.
I agree. I agree.
That's it.
I just had it for the first time like a week ago or whatever it was. I don't even remember, but like it was really good.
It is good.
And like,
Thank you. I also think
What's
it's so
the problem?
tasty. Now, was there like ham or bacon on it too?
both of those things made it so
Yeah.
much
There we
better.
go. There we go. And that like evens out the sweetness of the pineapples and salty
Exactly.
bacon. Mm.
You
Yeah.
see, now
I was like,
I don't like pineapple, so like I just wouldn't like it.
Okay.
But like I don't like bash people who put it on their pizza.
Right, like some people do. Some people are like, pineapple, like that's a fruit? Are you joking? Like,
Yeah.
come on, Steven, it's fine. Like it's just fruit.
okay, all right, you're attacking my dad a little. I get it. And it's
Oh,
funny though
man.
because I think he does feel that way. But
I'll have a talk with him. We'll chat it out.
Oh, jeez.
yep.
I'll have to try that. We'll get a pineapple pizza at some point.
Yeah, just the pineapple. It's like
I just never
It's not.
like when I was younger. I would hear that fruit's going on pizza, and I'd be like, "That's not right."
Like, I guess it's confusing, but then think of like the combos, pizza flavored. Those, do you remember combos? They were
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
pretzels.
Yeah.
And they're pizza
Yeah.
flavored. You're gonna mix pretzel and pizza, but it was like super good. So I don't know. Fruit on pizza, I'll try it, and I did, and it's pretty good.
I also get confused with grilled fruit too.
Yeah, I can't get on board with
Yeah.
that. I'm sorry.
I've never had
I-
it, but I'm
don't
just
grill your
confused
fruit.
about it.
Just eat it.
Like
eat it.
grilled
It's
watermelon. I love watermelon,
I
but
It's
love
good,
it.
dude. Yeah.
what's it taste like? Is it just like warm?
it's not that different.
Okay.
It's warm. I think it's like extra juicy, and then like if you grill it and then put it on some like grilled chicken or make a sandwich out of it, I'm there. Very good. Or put it on like when I used to work at a grocery store, I worked in like a specialty sandwich area, and we would make these like grilled cheeses with tons of different cheese and then some pineapple on there. I know, but it was really good. And like some ham, like we made it like a whole sandwich, but so good. I don't know.
See,
Try it sometime. I don't know.
the Sharky boys don't do cheese, so
Yeah,
as
we-
soon as you say
At
cheese,
all?
they
Oh, this is
we like
hot
pizza.
debate.
Yeah, that's it.
I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not the
is
first
this a-
one.
We don't
Is
need.
this a dietary thing? Is this a texture
No.
thing? Is it a
Yes.
Just a-
taste?
Texture
It's a for me. It's
and
I don't know
taste.
what it is for me.
Texture
I
and taste.
I guess texture and taste. It's definitely taste. I can tell you that much.
But texture really, it's just like a rubbery disgustingness to me.
Mm.
and
It's
that
just
makes
not
me
good.
so
So, like,
sad.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese, mac and cheese. I hate them both. They're the disgusting.
Mac and cheese?
Right?
You hate
I hate mac.
cheese?
Mac and cheese are my least favorite thing because I don't like pasta either. So like the
Joe.
mac.
Oh my God,
I don't
what do
like
you
mac and
eat?
cheese. I don't-
Joe doesn't
pizza.
eat actually.
Sour
I
Patch
don't.
Kids. That's all these.
I haven't eaten a Sour Patch Kid in a long time. All right.
All right. Jeez.
I'd like to
I
say
still
that
remember,
it's
like-
easily been 2 years since I've had a Sour Patch Kid. Just saying. Easily.
Dude, all I'm saying is I remember going to your house and going upstairs and you just sitting on the couch surrounded by like giant bags of Sour Patch Kids.
Wait,
One would be on the ground like wrappers, like all over the couch.
Maybe that
that's a
happened.
true story?
I'm not gonna say that I eat for myself when I was younger. What can I you know sue
like
me.
to-
What do you want? Like
I'm saying.
you put pineapple on your pizza, I'll eat 5 bags of Sour Patch Kids.
No
Okay,
judgment.
so,
It's
like-
all good.
Take it easy, bud. I still can't get over the cheese thing. Oh.
I'm sorry. It's just
All right.
not.
I'm gonna get upset if we keep talking about this.
Yes, you.
Listen, Ben, I tried for you. I tried
I
4
know,
different
and I
cheeses.
appreciated that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But
I'll
so
try mac and
disappointed with the
cheese
outcome,
next.
I must say. Okay.
We'll get a step further.
All right.
I mean,
That's the
Dave,
thing,
you
like-
used to eat mac and cheese all the time when you were younger.
I know. I don't like it now.
You don't have like that rubbery texture that you're talking about when it's melted on noodles like that.
Yeah, mac and cheese. I can tell you, I used to love grilled cheese and tomato soup too. Oh man, I could go for some of that right now, but it's disgusting.
That is a
What does that
normal
even
meal.
It sounds so good because I used to eat it, but I can just.
I never did.
I just feel like as soon as I bite into that cheese, it's.
I've never even had a grilled cheese in my life.
Listen, you
ever.
can't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna get
Also-
angry. If you...
Also, the fact that it is called grilled cheese is a lie. Nobody grills the sandwich. You put it in a pan and you butter, sear it on the pan, and then you flip it. There's no grilling involved.
So pan-fried
it's a lie
cheese?
of a sandwich. I'm just saying.
So it's seared cheese?
Joe likes
It's
truthfulness
Rolled top
from his food.
cheese? What do you want them to call it?
It's a cooked cheese sandwich.
That doesn't sound good.
That doesn't
Exactly, because it's not good.
That won't sell. No, it's not the same.
Joe wants truthfulness with his food
I want the truth.
and restaurants.
Calling it a cooked cheese sandwich is the same thing as calling Applebee's microwave food. Come on. Like,
It's just being honest.
Yeah.
honest, but it's not appealing at all. And there's a reason why we don't use those.
There's a reason it's called grilled cheese in Applebee's.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which begs the question: would you eat a grilled cheese sandwich? Would it taste any different? Would it taste better?
I think it would taste better.
See, I was just thinking. I think it would taste better, but it would definitely be like smoky.
Oh
It
yeah,
would have a
if you put
smoky
charcoal
taste.
too, like a charcoal smoke on the. That might be something. I mean, I still wouldn't eat it because of cheese, but like, I would enjoy the smell of it at least. I don't like the smell of grilled cheese.
It'd be
think it's
interesting
good.
though because like there'd be a lot less surface area contact, so like the bread wouldn't be as evenly brown.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
It would
It
have
would just have like the grill marks, which would be very good, but it'd be slightly different, I think.
Well, it's good like on a panini press. Then you have those marks in there. And, like,
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
cooked nice and even. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try a grilled cheese sandwich right now. I'm like so
we can
tempted
arrange that for sure.
to have one.
All right, so next hot topic, Sydney. Would you rather fight a goose or a deer?
Can't do
Okay,
this.
so
Oh.
listen. I don't know what the whole deal is with this goose. What was it? Goose or what?
Idea.
A goose or a deer?
Goose or a deer. Okay. So I was thinking about this last night when I couldn't sleep, and like, they're both like pretty. They're not. I would not want to be on the opposite end fighting either animal.
Right.
It
That's
sounds
fair.
like they're both
That's fair.
dangerous. I've seen some pretty spooky situations with both a goose and a deer. The other day I was in the backyard and there was like a cute little family of deer. This really happened. There were maybe like 7 deer and you could tell they were like a cute little deer family, very Bambi-esque prior to the so
Spoiler
Sorry,
alert.
Andy. Spoiler alert, don't watch me. But and a deer came from the opposite direction, totally not in their Bambi family, and they started fighting. And I've never seen anything like that. They were on their like hind legs. These deer socking, like it was nuts with their little deer paws. It was crazy, and didn't like that. But then the goose situation, geese, I don't mess with them either. And I was thinking, I mean, deer are more the size of me. You know, so I guess maybe it would be a goose, but they're quick, and you never know. Like once they start going for you, like they just go for you too. So I guess the answer would be goose. I also think that I have a very sweet and kind nature, so maybe I could like get the goose. To,
You're gonna like Dr. Doolittle the animals.
I'm gonna sing Snow White up in there a little bit, sing like a song, and then they'll be my friend. And then I can get the goose to attack people. That's the plan.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Train it to be an attack goose, like for you.
For me, my buddy,
I like that.
my little friend. That's the plan anyway. I don't know. I'm working on it. It's in the works. So. Thank
if
you.
a deer goes on a time, go ahead, Ben.
I was just say was like if I was decided to like throw everything good away in my life and decided to turn to a life of crime, and I broke into a house and they had a guard goose, I would leave. That's all I'm saying.
They're quick.
I would not leave.
Guard
They're
goose.
I'm
They're
not
aggressive,
afraid of a
that's
goose
true.
by any means. I'm sorry. I'm just like it doesn't scare me in the slightest.
Have you
You've
seen
lived
the videos
in the
of them
South for
chasing
too long.
people?
I have seen a
Yeah.
video. I've seen geese actually chase people when I was in college. We had a serious goose problem at Oswego. And they would like, I'm pretty sure there was more of them than there were students. Like, it was insane.
Probably.
See, and you never have a deer problem. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
Right.
they do.
Like,
Deer just there's
Yeah,
a lot of them, but they
It
just run
definitely
away.
is.
A goose
Do you
will get its
remember?
buddies.
In high school, they had such a bad goose problem that they were putting up like
Oh yeah.
wooden like slabs
coyote
that looked like a coyote.
Yeah.
And it's like
Oh my god, I do remember
we would
that.
drive past and like there would be like geese like sitting on them because like
Yeah.
no, obviously no.
Yeah.
And I guess someone, I don't remember who, but someone did take a coyote. And it became a centerpiece at some festivities, some parties. So
Oh my god.
this is all hearsay, but you know.
Yeah.
I remember playing when I was playing baseball in high school. Like I'd be out in the outfield, and like just 10 feet away from me would be this like coyote sticking out of the ground.
A plywood
Right.
coyote.
That was
Hey,
probably
how
one of
you
the
doing?
dumbest things they've ever done. Like,
Yeah,
it just
Not
like
smart. Not
No.
smart. Or they would play the sound of geese over the like.
I remember that.
video.
That was
They would
the
play
weirdest
sound of
thing.
geese, and it's like, and on the track team you'd be running and like wondering where all these geese are. Nope, they're fake. It's fine to chase other geese away. It's okay. They're not very smart over there.
No.
Whatever.
Definitely
They're
not.
just mean animals. Is all I'm saying.
That may be the
There's
case,
no-
but you can still beat one up easier than you could beat up a deer.
I think if a deer were to get on its hind legs, I'm spear tackling it. That's what I'm doing.
I'm sorry. You're what? You're gonna do what to this deer that's about to murder you?
No, he gets up and I'm just
Turns
tackling him to
into
the
an
ground.
Offensive lineman, just
Dave, if he gets up on his hind legs, he's kicking you in the face, and your
No.
face is broken, and then you are on the ground. Like that's it. That's all.
I don't believe
I
it.
can't even. I'm gonna get it.
So Joe, what you're saying is that Dave's overestimating his ability, the same way that you were overestimating your ability to just
To
grab
grab
a
a
goose's
goose's
neck out
neck.
of the air.
I'm telling you, if a goose is coming right at me, I have a better chance of grabbing it than I do of
Nope.
stopping a deer running at me.
Nope.
I still don't think
You're
you can
gonna grab
grab
a
it.
goose's neck when their mouth. You think a goose is gonna let you get near their neck? No way. That's their most vulnerable place.
Right.
They're gonna
So
protect
with
it.
with that being said, at that point they're more worried about their own neck than attacking me. So they're protecting themselves, thus retreating from me. Am I correct?
I
They
don't know.
can't come at me and
then
protect
it's
them with
coming
their neck.
back.
And then I'm going for the neck again. Like I'm gonna grab the goose by some part
As-
of its body, and I'm sorry, I'm killing the goose. The goose
And-
is dead.
You know, as someone who has trained several attack geese, I think that's ridiculous. I think that is inaccurate. And
It is.
but you know what? You do you. You do you.
Right, but you also
no,
chose
no
goose.
cheese, and you think you'd win against one of my geese?
I'm not saying one of your geese. I'm saying a wild goose not trained by Sydney. I can beat.
In-
All right, well,
Over
I'm
a deer,
taking
I'm
those-
choosing a goose over deer every time. 10 out of 10 times, I'm choosing a goose over deer.
But with
Because I know, unless it's a baby deer, which we determined last week that it is not a baby deer, it's a full-grown deer coming at
150
you.
pounds,
150 pounds, which is 15 pounds more than I weigh,
you don't gotta.
and it's
You don't gotta
a
say that, man.
14-pound max goose.
Well,
wait. never mind.
geese, just so we know, you usually never see a goose alone. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're fighting one goose,
I'd
you're
say
fighting
my
10
bad.
geese.
How many of those videos did we see that were more than one goose attacking? It was always just one goose is attacking. The alpha goose is going for the attack.
Yeah, but then if the alpha goose is
All
getting,
geese are alpha geese.
yeah,
That's
there
not
you go.
true. There's always an alpha goose.
That's
in comparison to me, they're all alphas.
Oh, that's fair.
whatever.
Man.
This conversation's over.
My sister texted me the other day. My sister texted me, and she said that she would also rather fight a deer than a goose, and
So
she
we're
thinks
still
that you,
split.
Yes,
Joe,
we're
she
still
thinks
split.
you're overestimating your abilities. So
I may be overestimating my abilities, but I know that I cannot, for the life of me, win against a deer.
Oh,
There's
actually,
no
we're not
chance.
split.
However, I can win against a goose eventually. I'm not saying I'll immediately, like, maybe I'll get a few pecks on me, but I'm gonna beat it. Whereas a deer, I will never beat. Never.
I really want to see this.
right?
We've been talking about it for so long now that
I don't.
Well, you know what? We'll surround you with those West coyotes that clearly attract geese, and
Yes.
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
I like that.
Oh God.
I think we should go back to our old idea of setting up like a wrestling ring on the farm in your backyard, and then
Yeah.
you can just fight animals.
Fight animals instead. I'm almost positive that that's illegal, but we'll see what happens.
You're right. It is illegal for sure.
Yeah. Oh
But,
God.
hey, I just wanna see it.
Anybody else got any other questions? Because if not, I've got another one to follow it up.
Yeah, I had something. What, like when you were in like elementary school? By the way, do you say elementary or elementary? That's
Elementary.
elementary.
Elementary, I would say if I was doing an impression of Sherlock Holmes, sure. But elementary is how you say the word elementary.
yes.
Does that answer your question?
Have you heard people say elementary?
Like element. It sounds like you're saying elemental PO, or I can't even talk right now.
Elementary. People say elementary. I say
elementary school.
Element.
Well,
I think
Tyler
I
asked
often
me.
don't talk about it, but
I think Tyler asked me, and he goes, "Do you say this or that?" And I go, "I say Terry. I don't say tree."
elementary.
Elementary.
I think I,
Elementary.
I think I say it differently depending on like, because I think I say elementary school, but I would say like West Elementary.
Yes.
Ooh.
That is true. Because I went.
I think I might agree with you then.
I think I would agree with that. Yeah, I think I almost always say elementary because it's just quicker. It comes out faster.
Elementary school.
You lose a whole
I don't
syllable
know.
That sounds.
by saying elementary.
And which we know saves so much time.
Man.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yes.
that saves like a
Our
good
time is so valuable.
0.0001 seconds.
Mhm. Exactly.
So the question that was I was actually going to ask before that one was, what kind of dumb stuff did you do in like elementary school?
I would love to have a good answer to this one. I was definitely the person who I was super, super quiet, which when I met my best friend later in elementary school, elementary,
Elementary, there it is.
Confirmation.
There it is.
when I met my best friend later, I was not as quiet. But I definitely, like, I remember, I think it must have been like first grade, I was told by a teacher to stop talking and I like cried. Like I was super, super shy, crazy shy. I don't know if I did anything stupid, but one time, remember, this is very embarrassing, but there was, you know how there used to be like bathrooms in classrooms?
Yes.
Does anyone remember that? Like when no, maybe not everyone. I went to East Elementary first, and then we moved, and then I went to Allendale Elementary. So elementary.
Right? It's when
Okay,
you say the name.
When you say the name of the
school.
school, you say elementary.
But so in my classroom, we had a bathroom that was in the classroom. So like, you know, with the door and everything. And I could not get there in time. And by get there in time, I mean, shut the bathroom door and then had an issue. And I was so shy and afraid that I just stayed in there until the teacher found me.
Oh my.
So I know that's not like a cool answer. Like it probably makes you feel kind of bad. It was bad. It wasn't good. It was overalls day. That was the issue. Overalls are very difficult to get off.
Yeah, there's
You
the
should
whole
try
like,
it
clip.
sometime.
Clip.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
done that.
You know what? I challenge all of you to put on a pair of overalls and drink a lot of water, and then see how you feel. Not you, Joe. Joe, your challenge is to fight a goose, and then we'll see.
That's good because I don't like water, so I wouldn't do that challenge.
There we go, and we'll see who comes out on top, and who pees their pants. So
Yeah,
that's the answer to that question. It
I'll
was
wear
rough, but
overalls.
no, I didn't do anything weird. I wish I did. Someone one time squeezed their Go-Gurt so hard that it hit the ceiling, and it never got cleaned.
Huh.
So like it was
Awesome.
like the Go-Gurt tile, but that wasn't
Wait,
me.
and
So
still
like,
the same, like first grade still?
no, this was in Allendale, and I was in Allendale for second grade, so I think it was second grade.
So you're telling me
It was a very big deal. Well, lunch
Like-
used to be like a lot of different classes and stuff, so it could have been an older kid. I
Okay.
don't know, but
Oh, yeah.
That's still
the
like that's some force
testament
to.
is-
I got a
Yeah,
Go-Gurt
it's impressive.
on me because someone was, I don't know, I can't remember, but it was like a table of 6 of us, whatever, and my one friend was just smacking it on the table, just explodes everywhere.
Oh yeah, those things can explode.
And so I had to, it was on like my face and it was on my friend, like, oh my God, it was a mess. But I thought of that question because the other day I was thinking about how one time, I think 6th grade maybe, I put an orange juice carton on a kid's chair. I didn't like this kid. And it was picture day.
You don't say.
And
Oh,
it was
dude.
picture day.
yeah, he had nice pants on.
Oh, Dave.
So
This is so.
so no, he didn't listen, the bad thing did not happen. He noticed.
Oh.
But like he noticed like before he sat down fully. Like I don't know, he pulled out his chair and he didn't see it, but he almost sat down, and I guess for some reason this kid didn't want to sit down fast enough. But I really wanted it to go through. But yeah.
Because there's orange juice on his chair.
Yeah, so he could feel it before he sat down completely. I guess whatever. But
See, I never did. That's intentional. You wanted that to happen. I never did anything like intentional. Like one time, a kid. We were really young. I think this was in second grade as well. A kid like went to the bathroom and he had a mechanical pencil, which I had never seen before. So I like clicked it all the way until like the lead was like all the way out. And I didn't know what to do. It was my first time touching a mechanical pencil. So I put it back, and he came back and he cried. I don't think he knew how to fix the mechanical pencil, and I did not say it was me.
If only
I was
he knew that you
very
just
funny.
took the eraser and pushed it back in. That's all it is.
No, he probably had to throw it in the garbage. So
I
we didn't know how to
remember-
fix it.
Yeah, right. I remember crying at lunch one time because somebody stole my Twinkie.
Oh,
the whole
no.
story.
Oh,
You
man.
don't take a man's Twinkie.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Wow.
heartbreaking.
I don't have
It was
like
even worse. I was probably like, not like young. I was in probably like 5th or 6th grade.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must have been real
It's
hungry.
not as sad and a little more embarrassing when I include that part.
Well,
Yeah,
then was something else going on? Maybe it wasn't just the Twinkie.
yeah.
No, I was.
Were
just
there
a fat
deeper
kid at that
issues?
point in my life.
Maybe it was
Twinkie
more
was
than
so
just the
half straw.
Twinkie. What is the Twinkie a symbol for, Ben?
I think I really just wanted the attention. If we're being honest.
Okay. So maybe you lacked some attention, Ben. That's okay.
Maybe you thought
can
if you
cry
cried,
out,
you get more free stuff.
Oh,
I just
God.
wanted the attention, and I also probably did want the Twinkie.
Yeah, you're probably real
because
hungry at that point.
As I mentioned, I was a fat kid at that point.
Yeah,
in my life.
you were a
So
chunky boy.
I don't know why you said was, but
okay, all right, that's fine. I was talking
Wow.
specifically about that point in my life, David. So that's why I said was. Wow.
I once stabbed a kid with a mechanical pencil in.
Okay, I'm glad you said like mechanical. I was really.
Yeah,
really-
I don't know where this is.
This is also a lunch story. I was in the 7th grade. No, it might have been the 8th. I can't remember. It had to be 7th grade. I was in the 7th grade. There was this new kid who came into the school.
And she
And
stabbed him.
no, all right. It was like he had been there for a while, And this kid was a bully. He bullied every single person in the class. Every single person. He did not differentiate.
Who
nobody
was
was
this?
safe.
Let's find him on Facebook. Let's bully him on Facebook.
Anyway,
We'll reveal his name
he was
after.
a bully to everyone, and every day at lunch, he was like the classic bully. Where like at lunch, he would either he wouldn't take your lunch money, but he would like take part of your lunch every day. And I got fed up one day. Yeah, like your Twinkie. And it's very close. I had a Zinger, which is essentially just a brown Twinkie with frosting on the top.
A Zinger.
Yeah, love Zingers. Now, that day at lunch, one of my friends, had Gushers. So we did a little tradesies.
Oh.
So I gave him my Zinger. He gave me the Gushers.
Awesome trade, by the way. Awesome.
Yeah,
trade.
phenomenal trade.
Yeah.
One of the best trades
dealing over here, right?
Best trade I've made in my life.
So he slid this Gushers across the table. I threw the Zinger. This kid, the bully, put his hand out as I was throwing the Zinger and swatted it. Landed right in his, like a perfect swat too. I got to give him props. It was a perfect swat. Landed right in his hands. Like he, boom, was there. Like should have been a catcher.
Oh.
It was incredible.
Okay.
I lost my mind, even though it wasn't my Zinger.
Yeah, you could have just left it, man.
It was so, because it wasn't the first time that it happened, but usually he had taken my food. Now I already had the Gushers, so like I was safe, but he had taken my food multiple times. I got fed up. I lost my mind.
It's about the justice.
It is. This mechanical pencil was this big. It was one of those mini mechanical pencils, they came out with later on.
Yeah.
And it was orange, and I grabbed it off the table, and his hand was sitting like right there, and I just multiple times in the hand. It had to be an easy 7 to 10 times.
Joe!
And he didn't move it?
He did not move his hand. And I'm not talking like they were slow. Like it was like like I was an angry 7th grade kid, and I just, fucking went to town on his hand. And it was, there was almost no blood. There was some blood, almost no blood. And there was a small, tiny mark of like where the lead had probably penetrated the skin, and broken off.
Well, I guess
You
that's
gave a bully lead poisoning?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the pencil was obliterated. Like it had like his hand was. He had like fucking meat hands. This kid, like he hit puberty really early, so he had big old meaty claws, and the tip of the pencil had just been smushed into like nothingness. And
wow.
To this day, I have talked to some of my friends that were there witnessing this event, and they still tell the story as though I took scissors and stabbed him. They thought that I had stabbed him with scissors, like safety scissors, but like still scissors. And I always tell them like, no, it was a fucking tiny orange mechanical pencil. I'm not a psychopath that used scissors on a bullet in the 7th grade. I'm a psychopath.
So I don't want to say that you're a psychopath. 7 times is a lot of times.
I was angry. He
took your
We all
Zinger.
know Joe has problems with anger.
I have anger issues. He took it too far. I had enough. I stabbed him with
in trouble?
No.
Yeah, you don't get in trouble.
Because at this point the teachers knew how much of a bully he was, that he had already gotten into so much trouble with teachers and the principal. He didn't even bother saying anything to anyone. He just knew that he had gone too far that time. And
Joe taught him a lesson.
after that, I mean, he never messed with, like, he didn't take my food again, but, like, after that, he specifically bullied all of the girls in our class.
So I have, can I ask a question?
Please,
anytime.
Am I allowed to? So this mystery meaty claw man, I don't know who this is this someone who continued to be a bully in, like, high school and as an older person?
I don't know. He left after that year.
Oh.
His hand was mutilated by
we never saw him again. I think I actually am friends with him on Facebook. Cannot remember his name right now, but if I look it up, I can probably find it.
I think you scared him out of the district.
I hope so.
Good for
Those
you.
guys are crazy. They'll stab you with pencils.
We hated him. Nobody liked him. He just bullied every last one of us because he was like twice our size. He hit puberty very early and was just a massive massive
Meaty man.
kid. Meaty hand man.
Do I know this
He was
kid,
terrible.
Joe?
Maybe there was something bigger going on at home for him too.
Oh, I almost guarantee there. Well, considering the reason he would take our food is because I never saw him bring his own lunch, so I can only imagine.
Oh.
So you should have gave him food, Joe.
Well, if he had
Yeah,
asked,
Joe,
Should've been
you're
that
the
big.
I
bad
would have
guy.
given him
Yeah.
food. You don't steal a person's food. You ask, "Hey, can I have some food? Can I have that zinger today?
Can I have some food?
Every day this week. Can I have that zinger?" I'll be like, "Sure, man. I've had zingers 6 days out of or 4 out of the 5 days we're here. Take the 5th zinger."
But
Hey,
because
Doc.
he didn't ask.
Hey,
He didn't
Joe.
ask. He stole.
He might not have learned the same important lessons as you.
Well,
You know?
sucks to be him then, doesn't it?
Sucks to be
Wow.
him because he doesn't have a hand now. Can you swear on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Oh,
multiple
man.
times you can swear.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Wow.
What are we at?
Meaty hand man.
I stand by my decision to stab him. I would have done it again.
Joey. Yeah.
If I could go back in time and repeat that day, I'd stab him.
With scissors
Still,
this time?
I
No,
stabbed him in the heart.
I would still stab him in the hands. Probably still 7 times.
Why 7, Joe? Why
Why?
7?
Well, you know how like
What's your number?
have you ever got
For
angry
every
enough to
day
like
of the week?
punch a pillow or something? Have you ever gotten like you just like as a kid you would punch like your bed or a pillow or something, just out of
Not
rage?
everybody's as angry as you, man.
What, you don't get angry as a kid, Ben?
Yeah, Ben, you got angry as a kid. Like I guarantee it. Regardless,
Not like you, I guess.
you or at least you've seen kids get angry, they throw tantrums, they punch a pillow or a teddy bear or something, and they just like once they go for it, they just like there's no stopping them. It's just like the energy that they have, the adrenaline is pumped through their body, so they just start punching this pillow until it dies. Which it's a pillow, it can't die. I didn't punch a pillow, I stabbed a hand.
Nice.
Let it be known,
Alright.
his hand is fine. Everything's fine. He still has both hands. I know that
It
for a
must
fact.
be if he can friend you on Facebook, his hands are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all good. It's all good.
That, I never knew I lived with
Yeah,
a
you're telling me. A stabber?
with a stabber.
Oh, Dave, please, you put orange juice on some kid's seat on picture day. You were the bully. I was the victim.
But he was
So I-
actually the
I-
bully. Like nobody
was
liked
actually
this
the-
kid.
Oh wait, the kid you put orange juice on?
Oh, yeah,
He
I
was the
didn't do
bully?
it to some random kid. I did it for a purpose. 'Cause
Mm.
Oh,
Okay,
Like the
Sharky
one-
boys are heroes.
the one time
exactly. Issues.
we had a Halloween like dance thing, and he told me to go like this. Ready? He told me to put my hands up like this, and I didn't know what he was doing. Like he was a funny kid, but he was also
And he said, "If you're a bird, I'm a bird."
so he told me to go like this, and as soon as I did that, he just kicked me in the nuts.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would have stabbed his hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, never falling for that again. He taught me a lesson that day, though. Don't put your hands up like a bird.
Yep,
If someone tells you to do that, they're gonna kick you.
they're gonna kick in.
So I put orange juice under his chair.
Good for you, Dave.
I didn't hurt him.
You boys are just really, really motivated by justice, aren't you?
Yeah. I
I
respect
know we're
it.
all vigilantes here. It's beautiful.
Yep.
You guys,
Proud of
you know,
guys.
find justice, and I peed my pants in first grade. We're all heroes.
Yeah, not all heroes wear overalls.
This one did, and never again.
Have you not worn overalls since that day? Like,
I'm sure I did, but as an adult, the reason I don't, I'm
Is
also sure is because of that reason.
that's why I don't wear sweatpants. Is because I was bullied in.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say because you couldn't pee, and I was
Because
like,
couldn't get
you
the
just
sweatpants on.
I was like,
you just take them
I was
off.
elated.
No, I don't wear sweatpants because I was bullied in the 6th grade for wearing sweatpants on dress down days. So.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
come
but it
on.
was the 6th grade, and that's what happened. I was a new kid at school, so
Man,
That's what
And
happens.
little kids will do something to you.
yeah.
I'm gonna say, I never saw you in sweatpants.
Yeah, oh, nobody will ever see me in sweatpants because I don't. That's why I sleep in the clothes that I wear throughout the day because God forbid somebody walks into my room and I'm in sweatpants. Forget about it.
Joe thinks he's gonna get
Oh my
bullied when he's asleep.
Yes.
I do think I'm going to get bullied as an adult for wearing sweatpants, so I don't.
Oh,
know how many-
I'm
Do
kind
not,
of sad
I
for you. I
promise.
think you're missing out.
She
As an adult now, like
Definitely.
having some sweatpants.
especially
I-
I just
I
got scared
own
today, I really
sweatpants.
did.
I own sweatpants. I just don't ever wear them.
Like everybody's just.
Yeah, I don't know, Joe. I think you should give me a try.
not,
I
even,
think that-
not even during
I
like
think it's time
isolation.
to face your fear.
Yeah, not even during all this quarantine. During this quarantine, I have worn a button-down shirt or a V-neck every single day with shorts or.
Why?
Well,
Do you go
shorts.
anywhere? Put some basketball shorts on. Eat a bag of
I
chips.
wear basketball shorts.
Eat a bag of chips.
Basketball shorts to me are the equivalent to sweatpants in shorts form. I'm afraid I have a fear of being bullied. Apparently.
I'm telling you right now, Joe, if I ever see you in sweatpants, I'm gonna make fun of you now.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. Is that?
Can I hold you to it?
Nice
I told the
sweatpants,
story.
loser.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go
I
with.
just I can't do it.
So comfy though.
I believe they
All
are.
right,
I
Dave,
know they're
what are we at here?
What are we at? Minute 7. We probably like an hour.
Minute
Or sorry,
We gotta
hour.
wait.
My bad. Hour 7. I did that. I think I always do that.
I just expect you to do that now. Honestly,
I obviously can't read
hour 7.
anything.
Okay. So
before we move on to the next thing,
trivia and wrap it up, or
Joe just
I
said
got one more
Go
thing.
ahead.
I got one more thing
Okay.
before we move on. All right, Sydney. Last question. This is for all the marbles. We don't have any marbles. Would you rather drink 1 gallon of ketchup or 1 gallon of mustard?
Okay, easy. It's
Oh.
very easy. The answer is ketchup. So I have this I don't even know when it happened, but I eat ketchup on everything, like steak, chicken, sausage, what have you. Like eggs. Some people don't eat ketchup on eggs, which by the way, what? Do you guys eat ketchup on
wrong.
eggs?
That's wrong.
I put hot
Yeah,
sauce on
of
my
course.
Wait, I missed it. Did someone say not to do that?
No.
I put hot sauce. I don't
Oh.
put ketchup.
Okay, because like some people are like, oh my god, ketchup on eggs. It's like literally those are supposed to be together. Thank you. But
Absolutely.
yeah, one would think so. But I think I also have a very, very low tolerance for things that could be a little more spicier. Like sometimes this is so weak, but sometimes barbecue is like
Oh, there's some
teetering
spicy
for
barbecue
me.
sauce.
There's some spicy barbecue, but
Mhm.
so I think ketchup would be more accurate for me. One, I don't even like mustard, so like that would be why too. But
Okay.
a gallon of ketchup, to me that's a lot of ketchup. But also, I definitely am a
Ugh.
ketchup lady.
A lot of
so
ketchup.
yeah, that's a lot of ketchup. That's not going to be fun for me, but I would do it.
You do it.
I'm a hero.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. By the
Yeah.
way.
I
Ketchup for
would.
sure.
I would choose ketchup because, like, I love mustard, but mustard is too. Ketchup's got a sweetness to it that helps if
The
you were to
sugar.
drink it. Yeah, it's got the sugar. Mustard is just horseradish. That's like basically all it is. So it's
Yeah, I don't
too.
like mustard.
Yeah, mustard's not a fan.
I'm a big fan of mustard, but I wouldn't drink it.
And yellow too.
Also, like, that's what I was gonna say. So like, ketchup, in my brain makes sense because like tomatoes are red, ketchup is red, but mustard, like the mustard seed, it's so small,
Oh yeah.
and mustard is so yellow, like
So yeah.
really
Yeah.
yellow, and I just can't. That's like sometimes when people eat like cupcakes or they make cakes and they're like really purple icing or something, or it's like, oh, I don't know, like that's a lot of
Yeah.
color.
It is.
So I feel the same about mustard. That would be tough to look at. It'd be tough for me to get down.
Did I
Yeah,
ever
just-
tell you guys a story about one of my professors who almost killed his baby with mustard?
Yes. I
Yeah,
that was-
you did tell this story.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I did not hear this.
It's a horror.
Okay.
Nick's like super excited about this.
Yeah, so
It's
like long
crazy.
story short, I had this professor who was telling us the story. He had twin babies when I had him. So they were both very small at the time. He just like had them over the summer and I had them in the fall. Or no, that can't be. They were eating solid food at this point. So they're having hot dogs for the first time. And he was like, my baby's going to eat mustard on its hot dog. Gave baby hot dog with mustard. Turns out baby's allergic to mustard. Almost died.
Oh my lord.
Because he was all gung-ho about making sure this baby was going to eat mustard on its hot dogs.
But that's scary for real, because especially as someone, I'm with babies all the time, and because I like to hang out with them, they're my closest friends, and just like, you don't know when a kid is allergic to something unless they get tested. So they need to have a reaction in order for you to be like, oh, something is wrong with what just happened. So anytime I've ever been around when a baby has had something they've never had before, it's kind of spooky. Like, that guy didn't know his kid would be allergic to mustard. Like, whatever. That's scary.
It was funny when he was telling us about it, though, because like you could tell that like he was like bothered by the whole thing, like that it happened, and he was like upset about it, but like he was still like a little upset that his baby couldn't eat mustard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He still holds
he's definitely more mad that his child can never eat mustard.
Yeah. So,
Why does he even like mustard that much?
Should we?
Because he's American.
Yeah, that was his argument. He's like, my baby's American. It's gonna eat mustard. I was like, that
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, ketchup is arguably more American than mustard.
I don't think condiments need to have nationalities, frankly.
That's also true.
All right, Ben, you can find some. Oh wait, someone else has to find it.
Oh yeah, who was gonna find the question?
I have
Nick's got it.
Trivia.
Okay. Right. So Sydney, I'll explain this to you really quick. We're gonna end with a couple things here. We're gonna go into trivia. You're gonna pick a number 1 through, let's say, 25, and Nick will read said trivia question that correlates to that number. The four of us have, Nick included, have a competition going on, and every 6 weeks, whoever has the most points after that 6 weeks wins a meal from the other three. So you get to pick the question that we get asked, and you also get to take part in the trivia. And then, if none of us get it right, you get to choose the funniest or the most creative answer to give that person 1 point. If you get it right, if one of us get it right, we get 2 points.
Can I just say, this podcast is great. I didn't know what to expect. Didn't think, I don't know, I thought we'd catch up a little bit, but instead, I'm super sure that Joe thinks that he could beat a goose. Like, I'm so sure Joe thinks he can.
And nothing else about me from the past 5 years.
And that's I guess that's fine. I'll just check your Facebook later. But
there you go.
I'm really happy good. I'm glad this went the way it did. This is great.
That's good. We're glad you enjoyed it.
Me too.
Yes, I'm on board though with the trivia. I'm ready.
All right.
Ben,
cool.
what's the
randomtriviagenerator.com.
I got a quick thing first. So at 4 p.m. today, the release of PS5, by the way, came out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to watch that, but I thought it was at 3, and I realized 1 p.m. Pacific is 4 p.m. here. Yeah. But this is it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, let me see that. Ooh, I like it.
It's like a spaceship.
It does.
Uh-oh.
Definitely got some aliens in there.
Oh no.
So yeah.
Did they say when it's coming out, Dave?
I have not looked at that yet. I just saw that it was the release, or the live thing was today, and somebody put a picture in a group chat that I'm in. So
that's cool.
With like,
I'm gonna buy it. That's all I know.
It's probably gonna be like $500.
Yeah, it's gonna be like $500.
Yeah. I may not buy it right away, but I'm gonna get it eventually.
You might as well just save your money for the PC, dude.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's fair.
See, I think with my money.
All right, Dave, you think. Oh, you think with your money. That's true.
Yes,
yeah.
With my money. All right, Nick, whenever you're ready.
We're good. Sydney, pick any number.
12.
It's a good number.
12 feels good.
Okay.
That's the date tomorrow, isn't it? Oh yeah.
It is.
Category is entertainment.
Okay.
Nice.
What year did Sting release his first solo album after leaving the Police?
Oh my gosh.
Sting was in the Police? I did not know that.
Think about this.
Funny enough, I have this.
No way.
Oh, good.
Don't look. You're not allowed to.
I'm not. I would have
Will
to
you
look
find it
at
after,
that.
though?
Huh?
Will you find it after?
Yeah, I think it's his first one.
Okay.
Can you repeat the
I'm
question?
gonna go.
What year did Sting release his first solo album after leaving the Police? We could do a different question if you guys want.
No.
Let's do a different.
No, that's fine.
Let's
we
do.
got this.
Well, what I meant to say, I said 12. I meant 21. Guys, I'm.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, yeah.
alright.
Makes sense.
Wait,
That's
give us the
my
answer to that
bad.
one then. What's
You
the
can
answer?
Cut that out.
I was gonna say 1989.
I was gonna
but I
say
have
81.
no-
Hold on.
I feel like
Go
it's or later than that.
It might be. I
I'm
have
thinking
no- nothing to base
75.
that off of.
Dave's saying 75. So
That's
you're saying
not
like
right.
90s?
80,
I don't know.
85.
85. Then we were both 4 away.
Okay.
I would've lost that.
21.
I don't even know.
Okay, just to tell you, like all of these questions are ridiculous, and
Yeah.
we hardly ever get any of them right.
Yeah, we
So-
almost never.
Usually trying to go
You'll
for
end
fun.
up buying your own meals when you go out to eat.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, category is general.
Okay.
Before starting to make cars, what was Toyota's first product?
Okay. That's a little bit better, honestly.
Oh.
I bet it's something outrageous. I actually think I've heard this before,
Me
but
too.
I don't know the answer. I am locked in. I'm not confident, but I'm locked in.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm writing my
Just
answer.
trying to think, like, in the timeline of the world, like,
There we go.
what was being made.
A lot of things were being.
I don't know. All right, I got an answer.
I'm just.
You good, Nick?
Oh.
I honestly didn't even try and think of a funny one. I just kind of put what came to my head first.
I also did that.
I probably
I
could have
don't-
thought something, but whatever.
I'm so wrong.
In the middle of all
This is
this, my
hard.
Alright,
laptop decided to
Ben,
do
what
it.
Yes.
was your answer?
Okay, so I think that before Toyota started to make cars, they specialized in making toy Yodas.
I was gonna say something like that.
Toy Yodas.
Ah,
that's
Toy
clever.
Yodas.
I literally
I
thought of that as
said-
soon as I was gonna say my thing.
I put toilet paper. That's what I put.
Oh, wow.
Just like the polar opposite of a car, toilet paper.
Yeah.
Dave?
I put radios.
I was going to say radio, too.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
I hope it's right.
I was gonna say toasters. I don't know why toasters.
Toasters.
Ah.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's good.
I think
Nick,
it-
what did you end up? You said you were going to
I
say
said-
radios, but
I said like a telephone.
okay.
But I thought about that too.
I thought it was
See,
something
this
electronic.
is tricky. This is hard because yes, on one hand I think electronic, but on the other hand, because it's so assembly line,
Yeah.
you know, like they could really make anything, and I feel like
Yeah.
it could be something super stupid, and like
Like
not
refrigerators
Like
or
toilet
something.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
like it really could be toilet paper.
What is it,
My
Nick?
other thought was bicycles.
A loom.
What's a loom?
A loom?
Isn't a loom like the...
Like that's two words, right? A
Yeah, yeah.
Loom.
A loom.
So like they looms to make clothing. That's what they did, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's really good.
M.
A loom.
Loom.
Okay.
Oh,
That's so
It's like
yeah.
fruit of
Oh,
the loom.
okay.
Like, underwear.
I would like to argue that toilet paper is the closest.
I was going to say like...
Honestly,
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so I
It
get to
is
pick
for
the
sure.
craziest and funniest, right?
So the one that we deem closest gets 2 points, and then
then you
crazy
pick
funny
whoever
one
would get.
gets-
Right.
So
One
Joe
point.
would most likely get 2.
Yeah, Joe would probably get 2 then because it is the closest. I thought
Yeah.
a Toyota was the funniest.
I like that one a lot,
That's
too.
that's for
would be
sure the
the
best.
funniest
Yeah.
to me.
That's a
That
good
That was
choice.
quick.
Yeah,
That was
very
nice.
clever.
That was very good.
I appreciate
So,
that.
A quick story. So here in Buffalo, there's like that Ford. Actually, I think it's still there, right? There's like a Ford plant.
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or like in the area, you know. And
Mhm.
way back when, before the magazine Playboy, there was a brand of cars called the Playboy, and they I've seen a few of them, and they are incredibly like light. They're super small, but they were supposed to be the next like family car. And like on the hood of it, like the sign is like the top hat and like the cane and the gloves. Again, totally before like the magazine, and Ford, and it was like a convertible, so you had to, but it was super old, so you had to like take the top and like screw it on to the window in order for like the top to be up. And Ford bought out Playboy because they thought that Playboy was really going to like be the next big family car. So they got bought out, so instead they made the magazine.
Wow.
Which has been pretty successful, so I don't know.
Yeah. You could definitely say that.
Yeah.
Imagine just like whip around town in a Playboy, like that'd be sick. Like,
Wow.
There it is. Yeah, my
It's a pretty nice car.
They're super nice. My friend's dad has a few in his garage that he's holding on to for someone, and yeah, 3 of them, and they're like crazy, like, you know, they're super vintage and they're very they're worth a lot of money. But one of them was stopped like mid-assembly line because they shut it down, and he like got a hold of it. And the other 2 are in pretty good working condition, but they're super small. They're so small. And the fact that you had to like screw the top of the car onto the window in order to not have it be convertible is crazy. Which
Very
like the other day it's crazy. And the other day I was thinking, like, if that's an invention that they had to create, like being able to have your top up and down, like doing it on its own, like what kind of inventions could they make now, or like, you know, so, you know, far in the future that looking back they'd be like, oh my god, people used to like, I don't know, like hold spoons. That's crazy. Like, you just like don't know. So,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Can't imagine not holding a
Possibilities are
spoon.
endless.
Yeah, really.
I know. I like the person. You know, it's more personal holding the spoon,
right.
but you know,
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Very
it's funny
personal
though,
moment holding us.
I really take my time. You know, soak it up.
Yeah.
That's my spoon time.
It's funny though, because like you think about like technology and everything, and it's just like, what more can we do?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But when they
then,
didn't have
like-
toilets, don't you think they thought that too?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
we go to the bathroom in a hole.
For
Life
sure.
is great. What should we have? It's so
I
good.
know.
And then like the toilet.
We throw our offage out the window. It's fantastic.
Yeah, life is great.
Oh man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's crazy.
Possibilities
Wow.
are endless.
It's crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Are we wrapping up then?
Yeah, let's yeah. I can't even think of words.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for listening. My name is Benjamin Macozy. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want. You probably don't want to because I don't post, but I'm gonna post tomorrow because tomorrow's Kate's birthday. So if you want to follow for Kate's birthday post, it's
Do
at
that.
Benjakozy, BenJakosy. Thank you.
Nice, Ben.
Nick?
Do you have a eat of the week?
Oh, right. Eat of the week.
Oh,
Forgot.
right.
So, Eat of the week. Kate's cousin turned 11 last week, and for his birthday party, he's a smart kid. For his birthday party, he wanted wings from like 8 different places around Buffalo.
That's pretty sick.
Yes. Genius.
Right?
How did his
So,
parents
we all
give
just
into
got
that?
together. They like wings? Like, it's not hard to give into.
My parents would have just shut it down. They'd be like, no. You get one wing.
Well,
All right. Well, that's all we had though. So like, we had wings from like 8 different places. They're all different sauces and everything, and it was fantastic.
Wow.
love
I was
some
very
wings.
impressed by the garlic parmesan wings from.
Ooh.
I don't remember where they were from,
Oh, no,
but
Ben.
I think it was like. What's that place that we always say we want to get wings from, Dave?
Autobahn North? Barbell?
Barbell's got good wings.
Come on. I got to think of this. That's the only 2 places.
Oh, I think it was Gabriel's Gate.
Gabriel's Gate, great wings.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
So.
Alan?
Yeah, Ellen, something like that.
Okay.
I have been to
So-
like wing parties where everyone brings a different kind of wing, and at the end you vote on like whoever had the best sauce.
Oh my
That's
God, I
super
would-
cool.
I want to go to
Yeah,
that.
Now,
It was-
isn't
it was
isn't
similar to
Buffalo
that, yeah.
just great when it comes to food? Like we really know how to
Yep.
do food.
Yup.
Mhm.
That's why I miss home so much. God, I miss it there. I need some wings.
Florida sucks, man.
Florida
Drop
does
ship
suck.
yourself.
It sucks so much. I hate Florida.
come back. It's hot here too.
Yeah.
It is. It was
92
the same temperature
yesterday.
there yesterday that it was here. So
Yeah. It was painful.
yeah.
I went golfing
Didn't feel so
yesterday.
great.
In 92
87
weather.
degrees in the top floor of my house was 87 degrees.
Ew.
We don't have air up there. So
Your bedroom's up there.
degrees. You bet it is.
That's horrendous.
Oh, I remember because we used to
You
record the
bet it
podcast up there sometimes.
Yeah,
And
it
it
was
Disgusting.
disgusting.
Mm-mm.
Now look at how far we've come since recording
Yeah.
in 2 separate places.
Yeah.
Now we're recording in 5 separate places.
We're doing great.
We'll get there
Technology.
at some point.
Yep.
All right,
How can
Nick.
we improve from here? It's incredible.
That's what I'm saying.
Nick,
I've been Nick. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nick J Ventura. And my eat of the week was Mexican food from a place in Springville, of all places. Fiesta Bomba. Best
That's a
Mexican
name.
food I've ever had.
nice.
Like the most authentic Mexican food ever. And it was super cheap. It was like $8, $9.
For like a meal?
For like huge plate of food.
Wow.
What'd
Yeah,
you get?
it was amazing.
Alright. Yeah, what'd you get? Like some.
What's it called? Burritos. The Mexicanos. That's what it's called.
I was gonna be like some enchiladas. You're like some burritos.
That's what it's. Yeah, but dude, huge, like big thing of rice, chips, endless chips. It was awesome.
Oh,
Really
Wow.
sounds good.
good takeout. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Very cool. Joe?
He's frozen on my screen. Anyone else?
Delicious. I can't even. Now I'm totally lost.
No,
Am I
you're-
back?
Yeah, you're good.
You're
Okay. Sorry. I'm very distracted by Nick's food that I can't even think of what I want to say. You can follow me, my photography Instagram. That's Sharky_photography. New pictures sporadically pop up on there. You can follow my regular Instagram. That is Secret Agent Sharky. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's Joe Sharky. My eat of the week was I followed a recipe for steak on YouTube this week from from Mythical Kitchen.
Cook steak
So I
good.
made cooked steak good. I cooked steak good, and it was delicious. I had 2 top sirloin fillets, and they were phenomenal. I will be buying more steak. in the coming
Nice.
weeks. Yeah.
Nothing like some good YouTube steak. Like
Yeah, YouTube steak is by far the best
For
steak
sure.
very
ever.
good steak.
It's
Yep.
so good. I didn't grill. I usually grill steak because that's how I prefer it. But this was done. I broiled it in the oven. It was phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah,
Broiled
I
in the oven.
highly recommend it. Highly recommend. It only took like 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Wow.
8 minutes. Yeah.
You're a
Mhm.
chef.
I basically am. Yeah. Call me Chef Joe. What can I say? Dave, take it away.
You can follow me on Instagram _David Sharkey _. You can follow me on Twitch. I go live there whenever I feel like it. Twitch.tv/Great White Shark, GR8 White Shark. Wait, I messed it up. What's my name on there, guys?
Yeah.
Is
Great
it
White
Sharky?
Sharky.
Oh, it's Sharky. Okay, there we go. That's the first time I messed it up like that. Okay, GR8 White Sharky. And then my eat of the week is either Garden
You got
View.
notes there?
No, I'm
Like, write it down.
Yes.
Took notes throughout the week.
Someone told me to
Dave writes down
say
every meal he eats.
it's either Garden View. I got chicken tenders or chicken fingers from there. Those are amazing. Or Rachel's Mediterranean. Once again, very delicious. Chicken shawarma.
sure.
That's got to be the best. Scratch Garden View.
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Chicken shawarma.
Cool.
And Sydney.
And if there's anything you want to shout out, feel free. And then best thing you ate this week.
Cool. No one can follow me on anything because I'm private because I'm a teacher. But
Yep.
I don't know. Sometimes I read the newspaper, so maybe like I don't know, whatever. If that's do people still read newspaper?
What's
I
the
don't,
newspaper?
but people do.
You know what? No one follow me on anything, but I'll put an ad in the newspaper. So check me out in the newspaper.
Nice.
And then this week, my eats for this week. So we we ordered out from the Longhorn Steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
So they have this family deal. And Longhorn, you don't you don't sponsor me, but after this you might wanna because it's so good. But so it's a family deal, and there's like a whole ton of different combos you can get. But it was 2 steaks, 2 chickens, and then it's for 4 people, and then 4 sides, and then an enormous salad, and it was $40. So technically $10 a plate.
Bad.
That's not
It
bad
was
at all.
so after eating, like, the chicken was so good and the steak was amazing. After eating that, like, you would so pay more than $10 for that.
Yeah.
And the
Oh, yeah.
sides were great. The salad was enormous. So yeah, 10 out of 10. And I had never been there before, so that was new for me. And they did a great job. They came we like ordered online, and then you drove up, and they would come right out and like drop off your food to you. It was great. So good job, Longhorn
Keep that
Steakhouse.
in
They were
mind
great.
for sure.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Longhorn.
Good deal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool. All right. Well, thank you again, Sydney, for joining us. It was awesome.
yeah, of course.
And feel free to follow the podcast on Twitter at CSGPod, CSGPOD.
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel, The Shuffle Podcast. Thank you again for listening. See you next week.
Perfect.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.